What up, y'all? So, I am using a microphone now, so you won't have this obnoxious tinny screeching through this video. Today we're gonna look at something. If you haven't seen this video already, I highly recommend watching it. It is very interesting and seems to be, and basically, but the Back to the Future movies have way too much strange coincidences in them. This is a must-watch video, and it should be watched before this video because I will be tying further things in to the Back to the Future script and movies. So this is, watch this, when you type in Back to the Future predicts 9/11 in YouTube, this isn't going to come up. You got to dig a little bit for it. It's down quite a bit because YouTube is obviously doesn't want people to watch it because it's a sensitive subject. So anyway, what we're going to be looking at today is the surprising history of the Back to the Future clock tower article written by Huffington Post. As you can see, this is clearly a old world structure, Tartarian, brick, columned, Greco-Roman, what they like to call it these days, but this is a old world, ancient structure with a antenna on it, lions guarding it, columns, you know, all the things we see in these types of structures that we believe were not built by us. So if you watched the Back to the Future Predicts 9/11 video, you could probably already tell where I'm going with this. So, save the clock tower. You know, the first thing you get introduced to is this old clock tower with this crazy lady getting donations to save it. Which, if you know anything about what happened to Tartaria in North America and the rest of the world, you know all their buildings were torn down. So this is kind of the first funny part. I think there's even something kind of interesting written on it. But, so, kind of funny thing right off the bat. So, you know, as you can see here, before it was used for Back to the Future, it was clearly a Tartarian building. They actually took this four-sided tower off of it for the Back to the Future movie. So once you see it here, it's like, oh, yeah, obviously. In the background, you see some more towers with possible antiquitech. So this is 1960, and they're trying to say that this is just a movie prop, just a one solid wooden prop. But this clearly looks like a real building, maybe in a neighborhood somewhere. But allegedly it's up at Universal Studios. So that it's been used a lot of buildings. You know, look at this light post. That doesn't really look like a prop to me. So it's an old structure. They've used lots of movies and Gremlins, which is kind of cool. Boys Lodge. Watch the skies. Watch the skies. That's interesting. So here's when things start getting really funny. You know, if you watch the Back to the Future Predicts 9/11, you see, you know, when the car races off, you have a 9 and 11 right here. That's just one of them. That's just one of the things. You have to go watch this. Watch this documentary. It's pretty, I mean, I was skeptical when I watched it, but it's pretty interesting. So here's Back to the Future. You see one of the opening scenes, you see the building. Could be a prop, but I don't know. Definitely a prop built to look like a Tartarian era vintage structure. So here's where things get fun. So the Tartarian, clearly Tartarian era building with Antiquitech on top of it, is absorbing electricity, which is used to power a machine to go in the future. I mean, here you go. They're literally showing us in a movie. So that's 1989. They're literally a actual depiction of how these structures worked in a movie that came out in 1989 that we've all seen a million times. So 2015, Back to the Future 2, there's all of a sudden a lake in front of it. What do most Tartarian structures have near them? What do, all the star forts have near them? Water, bodies of water. So in the future, we still have the antenna on the top. We have some strange, futuristic Tartarian looking buildings with antennas. Look all the way in the back here. What the hell are those? Look like antennas to me. Still got the antenna there. Got a light post, looks like kind of an antenna here. So, water. Bodies of water may have been used as batteries back in the day. There's some reason why all of these places are near water. So all of a sudden there's water right in front of it, which is another thing that's strange and interesting. Also strange and interesting, this building eventually is turned into Trump Tower. Which basically the establishment built on top of it. Which is literally what happened in the US. There were ancient cities in the US and we simply repopulated them. We knocked a bunch of them down. We changed the facades on lots of them, toned them down a bit so people didn't start asking questions going, this building, how did they build this building in 1790 and how is this built? Why does this building look so old? This building doesn't look 40 years old. I'm sorry. So this is another funny. And then here we go. We have a bit of BS. Allegedly this is, so by the way, there was a fire. So a fire came and almost destroyed the clock tower. But then Back to the Future 3, they're using this, which I believe is not the original building. I think this is a prop. Because they blow it up and, or this is a stunt double for the building. But I don't think this is the original building. But they're showing it here for, for propaganda reasons to convince us that it was just something that they built. Pretty cool. Pretty cool picture of these two Fulios. He's used in Buffy the Vampire Slayer and in Bruce Almighty and lots of movies. Here we got massive fire which destroyed a portion of the courthouse. So we have an octagon in the middle in front of it and some sort of statue with some 1, 2, 3, 4 like 8-sided dome thing, tower, obelisk, monolith, I don't know what you want to call it. So allegedly Steven Spielberg was first on the scene when the fire started and he saved it. And he eventually spoke about it at an event, which just seems super funny that the master, elite level, big boss level propaganda master Steven Spielberg is involved in this. It's like, okay. Now we have another shot of the old place. Looks like the rod on top has been altered in some way, or they put a flag on it, which they love doing. So that's it. Just a little strange. Now that I've been, you know, looking into the Tartarian Empire, I just stumbled across this and was just like, holy crap. And then looked a little bit deeper and was like, oh my God, they literally are showing us how these machines work in this movie using a Tartarian structure. It's too funny. It's just too funny. I had to make this video. So anyway, guys, keep checking this stuff out, keep searching. I mean, there's so much info, and there's so many things like this you can just stumble upon that are pretty compelling, you know. I mean, if you watch the Back to the Future Predicts 9/11 video, it's a bit much how many things are tied together with that movie, and then to find this on top of it, it's a crack up. But anyway, I will see you guys later. Peace.